Welcome back to the channel USA Coins 69. Today, we're diving deep into the fascinating world of one of America's most recognizable coins, the 2004 Jefferson Nickel. On the surface, this nickel may seem like just another piece of everyday change, but hidden within its metallic sheen lies a captivating story of history, rarity, and value that could blow your mind. Stick with me as we explore the intricate details, mint marks, and why this seemingly common coin can be worth an incredible amount of money. Wait till the end to hear the astonishing value it can fetch. Let's take a step back to 2004. The United States was at a pivotal moment, with technological advancements booming, pop culture flourishing, and the coinage system continuing to evolve. The Jefferson nickel, first introduced in 1938, had become a staple in American currency. It honors Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the principal author of the Declaration of Independence. His image has graced the nickel for over 8 decades, symbolizing freedom, vision, and innovation. The 2004 Jefferson Nickel holds special significance as part of the Westward Journey Nickel series. This series was launched to commemorate the bicentennials of the Louisiana Purchase and the Lewis and Clark Expedition. These nickels were designed to tell a story, not just about a president, but about America's spirit of exploration and expansion. The obverse of the 2004 nickel features a slightly refreshed portrait of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Jamie Franke. Jefferson faces forward with a dignified expression, differing from the traditional profile view used for decades. Around the edge, you'll find inscriptions that include, "In God We Trust," "Liberty," and the coin's minting year, 2004. But it's the reverse designs from this year that truly stand out. The Westward Journey series featured multiple reverse designs celebrating the expedition of Lewis and Clark. In 2004, there were 2 reverse designs released, the Peace Medal and the Keelboat. The Peace Medal reverse shows a detailed image of the medal that was given to Native American chiefs by the Lewis and Clark expedition, symbolizing friendship and peaceful relations. The Keelboat reverse depicts the iconic boat used by the explorers as they journeyed up the Missouri River. Both designs are full of intricate detail and rich symbolism. When it comes to mint marks, the 2004 Jefferson Nickel was produced at 3 different mints: Philadelphia, no mint mark; Denver, D, and San Francisco, S. The San Francisco coins are typically proof coins, struck with extra care and clarity for collectors. Now, let's get to the heart of what makes the 2004 Jefferson Nickel so exciting for coin collectors: rarity and condition. While millions of these coins were produced, only a small fraction are in pristine, uncirculated condition or have unique features that make them stand out. Circulated nickels, the ones you find in your pocket or change jar, tend to have scratches, wear, and loss of detail, which greatly reduces their value. On the other hand, coins preserved in near-perfect condition, especially those with brilliant uncirculated luster or proof quality, can command significant premiums. Collectors also prize coins with minting errors. These could be anything from doubled dies, misaligned strikes, or even off-center images. Such errors make the coin one of a kind and greatly increase its value. An important aspect is the coin's provenance. If a 2004 Jefferson Nickel was part of a limited mint run, a special set, or even a rare error batch, it can be worth far more than its face value. The San Francisco proof nickels, for example, were struck in smaller quantities with sharp detail and polished surfaces, making them more desirable for collectors. Furthermore, coins graded by professional services such as PCGS or NGC add trust and clarity to their market value. A high-grade 2004 Jefferson Nickel with a mint mark and proof status could fetch much higher prices in auctions or private sales. So, what's the value of a 2004 Jefferson Nickel in today's collector market? While most circulated 2004 nickels are worth only their face value or a small premium, one extraordinary 2004 Jefferson Nickel, perfectly preserved, with a rare mint mark, and possibly featuring a minting error, recently sold for a staggering $88,000. Yes, you heard that correctly, $88,000 for a single 5-cent coin. This remarkable sale highlights how even modern coins can become prized collectibles under the right conditions. The 2004 Jefferson Nickel proves that numismatics isn't just about old coins, it's about understanding history, rarity, and the fascinating stories hidden in our everyday change. So next time you come across a 2004 Jefferson nickel, don't just see a nickel, see a potential treasure. Today, we're about to unravel the story of a truly fascinating piece of American numismatic history, the 1964 Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it might seem like just another nickel, but this particular coin holds secrets that have captivated collectors for decades. Whether you're a seasoned collector or a curious newcomer, you're in for an eye-opening journey into the past, exploring the unique features, mint marks, and astounding value that this 1964 nickel can hold. So settle in, because by the end of this video, you'll see why this small coin can be worth a fortune. Let's set the stage by traveling back to 1964. This was a remarkable year in American history. On the cusp of massive social change, the country was transitioning from the post-war boom into an era defined by the civil rights movement, the space race, and an evolving cultural landscape. Even the coins minted during this year carry echoes of that dynamic period. The Jefferson nickel, which first entered circulation in 1938, was named after Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the visionary behind the Louisiana Purchase. Jefferson's profile has graced the nickel for more than 80 years, and the 1964 version holds particular significance because it was the last year before the U.S. Mint made notable changes to the coin's composition due to the metal shortages of the Vietnam War era. The 1964 Jefferson nickel was struck primarily from a copper-nickel alloy, 75% copper and 25% nickel, a formula that had been used since 1946. This gave the coin its classic silvery look and durable quality. But what truly sets the 1964 nickel apart from others in its lineage is the story behind its minting. In 1964, the United States Mint produced these nickels at 3 locations: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. The coins bore distinctive mint marks: no mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco, placed on the reverse side, just to the right of Monticello, Jefferson's home. Among these, the San Francisco Mint coins were mainly proof coins, specially struck for collectors, showcasing a high degree of detail and a mirror-like finish. The Denver and Philadelphia issues were intended for everyday circulation, but, as we'll see, their rarity and condition today make them much more valuable than face value. What makes the 1964 Jefferson nickel particularly interesting is the limited mintage numbers compared to other years, and a few rare varieties and errors that appeared in small quantities. Collectors have long been on the lookout for nickels with double dies, off-center strikes, and other anomalies that occurred during the minting process. Beyond the mint marks and possible errors, the coin's condition plays a huge role in its value. Collectors use a grading system that ranges from poor condition, where wear has eroded much of the detail, to mint state, where the coin looks almost exactly like it did the day it was struck. The difference in value between a worn 1964 nickel and one preserved in pristine condition can be enormous. Furthermore, the original luster, sharpness of the design, and absence of scratches or corrosion can turn an ordinary nickel into a gem worthy of thousands. Some 1964 nickels have maintained their brilliance and intricate details so well that they are almost indistinguishable from newly minted coins. These examples are incredibly rare, especially since many nickels spent decades in circulation. Adding to the allure is the historical context. 1964 was the final year before the U.S. Mint transitioned to a clad composition for nickels due to nickel shortages. That makes this coin a last glimpse of the traditional copper-nickel alloy used for nearly 2 decades. Now, let's talk numbers, because this is where the story gets truly exciting. While the average 1964 Jefferson nickel in circulated condition is worth only its face value or a small premium, coins that are uncirculated, feature rare mint marks, or exhibit unique errors can fetch exponentially higher prices. The combination of condition, mint location, and rarity is what drives the market. There have been extraordinary sales in recent years of 1964 Jefferson nickels in exceptional condition, some graded at the highest levels by professional services such as PCGS or NGC, commanding prices that seem almost unbelievable for a 5-cent coin. To give you a sense of the coin's potential worth, one particularly rare 1964 Jefferson nickel, pristine and perfectly preserved with a sought-after mint mark, recently sold for $93,000. Yes, that's $93,000 for a single nickel. this staggering value illustrates how history, scarcity, and impeccable condition can elevate even the most humble coin into a prized collectible that commands serious attention. So, what does this mean for you? If you come across a 1964 Jefferson nickel, especially one with a Denver or San Francisco mint mark, it's worth a closer look. Check its condition, examine it under good light, and consider having it professionally graded. You might just be holding a small piece of American history that could be worth far more than you ever imagined. Today, we're diving into one of the most intriguing and historically significant coins in American numismatics, the 1943 Jefferson Nickel. This coin isn't just a simple 5-cent piece, it's a fascinating artifact that connects us to a unique chapter in the history of the United States during World War II. Whether you're a seasoned collector or simply curious about coins, you're about to uncover the story behind this nickel's mint marks, design, and most importantly, why it's valued far beyond its face value. Stick around, because at the end of this video, you'll discover just how much this remarkable coin can be worth. Prepare to be amazed. Let's rewind the clock back to 1943. World War II was raging, and the United States was fully mobilized for the war effort. This had a massive impact on many aspects of daily life, including the metals used in coin production. Before 1943, Jefferson nickels were made primarily from a copper-nickel alloy, but due to the critical need for nickel in the manufacturing of weapons, tanks, and other military hardware, the U.S. Mint had to get creative. Starting in 1942 and continuing through 1945, Jefferson nickels were made with a unique composition designed specifically to conserve nickel for wartime use. Instead of the usual copper-nickel blend, these wartime nickels were composed of 35% silver, 56% copper, and only 9% manganese. This silver content not only made the coins more valuable intrinsically but also gave them a distinct silvery appearance compared to other nickels. Because of this unique metal composition, the 1943 Jefferson nickel holds a special place in American coin history. The Mint was producing these coins with a new alloy that reflected the challenges and sacrifices of a nation at war. These nickels were minted at 3 major facilities: Philadelphia, Denver, and San Francisco. Each coin bears its respective mint mark: No mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and an S for San Francisco. The mint mark is located above the dome of Monticello, Thomas Jefferson's historic home, on the reverse side of the coin. This detail is crucial for collectors because mint marks can significantly affect a coin's rarity and value. The design itself remained largely consistent with previous Jefferson nickels. The obverse features the iconic profile of Thomas Jefferson, designed by Felix Schlag, while the reverse depicts Monticello, Jefferson's Virginia estate, a symbol of his legacy and American heritage. Now, here's where things get really exciting for collectors and numismatists. Despite millions of these nickels being minted during the war years, finding one in pristine, uncirculated condition is exceedingly rare. Over the decades, most of these coins entered circulation, picking up scratches, dents, and wear from daily use. The silver content also makes them more susceptible to toning and discoloration, which can affect their aesthetic appeal. The real gems are those 1943 Jefferson nickels that have been preserved in near-mint condition, with sharp details, original luster, and minimal signs of handling. These coins are prized because they offer a snapshot of a unique wartime moment frozen in metal, but rarity alone isn't the whole story. Some 1943 nickels also feature minting errors and varieties that make them especially valuable. These include doubled dies, where part of the design appears doubled, off-center strikes, where the coin's images are misaligned, and other mint mishaps. Collectors cherish these error coins because they are unique anomalies that stand apart from the standard issues. Another key factor influencing value is professional grading. Coins assessed by reputable grading services such as PCGS or NGC receive a grade based on condition, authenticity, and rarity. High-grade 1943 Jefferson nickels can command sky-high prices in auctions and private sales. So, what's the real-world value of a 1943 Jefferson nickel today? If you happen to own a circulated example, it's usually worth just a few dollars more than face value due to the silver content. However, an uncirculated 1943 Jefferson nickel in mint state condition, especially one with a rare mint mark and flawless details, can be worth tens of thousands of dollars. In fact, one exceptional 1943 Jefferson nickel recently sold for a jaw-dropping $123,000. That's right, $123,000 for a single nickel. This staggering price highlights how history, metal composition, rarity, and condition come together to create a collectible treasure that's worth far more than its humble denomination. So, what does this mean for you? If you find a 1943 Jefferson nickel in your collection, or stumble upon one in circulation, take a moment to examine it closely. Look for the mint mark above Monticello on the back, check the coin's condition, and consider having it professionally graded. You could be holding a small piece of history that's incredibly valuable. Today, we're diving into the fascinating world of American coins with a close look at the 1990 Jefferson nickel, a seemingly ordinary 5-cent coin that holds some extraordinary secrets. If you think a 1990 nickel is just another everyday coin, think again. There's a rich story behind it, from its mint marks and design features to its surprising value on the collector's market. So grab your magnifying glass, settle in, and let's explore why this particular Jefferson nickel is so sought after and what it could mean for your coin collection. By the end of this video, you'll discover why some of these nickels have been known to fetch prices as high as $93,000. Let's rewind and set the scene. In 1990, the United States was in a period of relative peace and prosperity. The Cold War was drawing to a close, and the economy was growing steadily. This period saw the continued production of Jefferson nickels, which have been a staple of American coinage since 1938. These nickels feature Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and author of the Declaration of Independence, on the obverse, with his iconic Monticello estate on the reverse. The 1990 Jefferson nickel carries forward this classic design, but what makes it stand out is a mix of subtle mint variations and the collectible status it has gained over time. Produced by three major U.S. mint locations, the Philadelphia Mint, the Denver Mint, and the San Francisco Mint, these coins bear their respective mint marks: no mint mark for Philadelphia, D for Denver, and S for San Francisco. Each mint mark holds its own story and significance for collectors. Philadelphia coins, produced in the largest quantities, tend to be more common. Denver nickels often present interesting die variations, while San Francisco primarily produced proof coins, which are struck with special care and often bear the highest quality finish. Proof coins are prized for their mirror-like surfaces and crisp details, making them favorites among collectors. Now, what makes the 1990 Jefferson nickel so intriguing in the numismatic world? It's largely about rarity, condition, and a few unique minting anomalies. While millions of these coins were minted, only a small fraction have survived in pristine, uncirculated condition. Factors such as wear from circulation, scratches, and environmental damage have made high-grade examples increasingly rare. Collectors prize nickels that show little to no sign of handling, those with full original luster, sharp edges, and clear details on both Jefferson's profile and Monticello's architecture. These coins tell a story of careful preservation, often having been stored in coin folders or safes, away from the damage caused by everyday use. But rarity isn't the only factor. The 1990 Jefferson nickel sometimes exhibits subtle mint errors and varieties that can dramatically increase their value. These include double dies, where the coin's details appear to have a ghost image due to a misalignment during the minting process, and off-center strikes, where the design is not perfectly aligned with the coin's edges. Such anomalies intrigue collectors because they represent unique moments of imperfection in what is otherwise a highly controlled minting process. Coins with these errors are scarce and highly prized, often fetching prices far beyond their common counterparts. Beyond the mint marks and errors, the 1990 Jefferson nickel is also a window into a transitional era for U.S. coinage. Around this time, the U.S. Mint was experimenting with modernizing its designs and production techniques. As a result, some coins from this period display subtle differences in die details or metal composition that appeal to specialized collectors. So how much can a 1990 Jefferson nickel really be worth? While the average coin from this year might be worth just a few cents to a few dollars in circulated condition, the rarest and most pristine specimens can command astonishing prices. Proof nickels or those with exceptional eye appeal can draw strong bids from collectors. the ultimate testament to the value of a 1990 Jefferson nickel came with a recent sale of a perfect condition specimen bearing a rare mint mark and showing exceptional luster and detail. This coin sold for $93,000, yes, $93,000 for a 5-cent coin minted in 1990. This figure highlights the incredible power of rarity, condition, and collector demand in driving coin values. It's a reminder that even the most everyday coins can become prized treasures if the conditions are just right. If you happen to have a 1990 Jefferson nickel in your collection or come across one during your coin hunts, don't dismiss it as just another nickel. Take a close look at the mint mark and examine its condition. Consider consulting a professional grading service to determine its true grade and value. Today, we're taking a fascinating journey back to the mid-1970s to explore one of the most intriguing coins in American numismatics, the 1975 Jefferson nickel. At first glance, it might seem like just another nickel, but this little piece of metal carries a surprising story that's captivated collectors for decades. From the mint marks to its rarity and unique characteristics, the 1975 Jefferson nickel is more than just pocket change. By the end of this video, you'll understand why some of these nickels can fetch an astonishing $84,000. Let's set the stage for this fascinating coin. The year 1975 was a time of change and challenges for the United States. The country was adjusting to the aftermath of the Vietnam War and the Watergate scandal. Economically, inflation was rising, and the U.S. Mint was continually refining its coin production processes to meet demand and reduce costs. During this era, Jefferson nickels were well established as the nation's standard 5-cent piece, bearing the timeless image of Thomas Jefferson on the front and his beloved Monticello estate on the back. But what makes the 1975 Jefferson nickel stand out among the millions minted that year? It all comes down to a combination of mint marks, minting quirks, and preservation. In 1975, the U.S. Mint produced nickels at two primary facilities, Philadelphia and Denver. Philadelphia coins carry no mint mark, while Denver coins bear the D mark. Unlike many other years, 1975 saw no production from the San Francisco Mint for circulation coins, only proof sets. This fact already starts to narrow down the collectible scope for circulation coins. Collectors pay close attention to the mint mark on the 1975 Jefferson nickel, because it can significantly affect rarity and value. But more than that, the 1975 nickel is known among numismatists for a few rare die varieties and errors that can turn an ordinary coin into a treasure point. One of the most sought-after features in 1975 nickels is the no mint mark Philadelphia strike in exceptional condition, especially those graded at the highest levels. Because so many were produced and circulated, finding one with crisp details and original luster is increasingly rare. Add to this the fact that coins with certain mint errors, such as double dies, off-center strikes, or weak strikes, can multiply the coin's value several times over. For example, the double die variety can show a noticeable doubling effect on the lettering or the date, making these coins highly desirable. Off-center strikes, where the design is misaligned with the coin's edge, are also prized for their uniqueness and scarcity. Let's not forget the impact of condition. Many 1975 Jefferson nickels have spent decades in circulation, bearing the inevitable signs of wear, scratches, discoloration, and surface damage. However, the coins that collectors chase after are those preserved in near mint or mint state condition, with sharp edges, vibrant luster, and no visible damage. Such specimens often come directly from collectors' vaults or carefully stored coin collections. Another important factor is the proof coins minted at the San Francisco Mint in 1975, which were not meant for circulation but for collectors. These proof nickels, struck with exceptional quality and mirror-like finishes, are also highly valued, especially in pristine condition. So how does all this translate to the coin's value? In general, a typical circulated 1975 Jefferson nickel might only be worth a few cents to $1 or $2, primarily due to its copper-nickel composition and common availability. But here's where things get truly interesting. Unusually well-preserved examples, coins with mint errors, or rare proof coins can fetch prices exponentially higher. In fact, one exceptional 1975 Jefferson nickel, exhibiting pristine condition, a rare mint mark, or a notable minting error, recently sold for a staggering $84,000. $84,000 for a single nickel minted in 1975, this extraordinary price highlights how even modern coins, when rare or well preserved, can become highly valuable collectibles. It's a testament to the magic of numismatics, where history, rarity, and condition combine to create stunning treasures. If you have a 1975 Jefferson nickel in your collection, or stumble across one, take a moment to examine it closely. Look for the mint mark, check for any anomalies, and assess the coin's condition. If it looks exceptionally sharp and uncirculated, consider getting it graded by a professional service like PCGS or NGC to unlock its full potential value. Thank you so much for joining me today on this deep dive into the 1975 Jefferson nickel. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin and want more insights into rare and valuable coins from around the world, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the notification bell to stay up to date with our latest videos. Until next time, keep your collections growing, stay curious, and happy coin hunting.